Hello and welcome to Community Report. I am Dari Idu. Festac Town, a federal housing estate along the Lagos-Badagry Expressway in Lagos State, created in 1977 for the Second World African Festival on Arts and Culture. The neighborhood has evolved, but many will say it has lost its old glory. Now faced with the typical growing metropolitan challenges, the Federal Housing Authority is seeking to bring orderliness back to the community, restore its old glory, and even expand the phase 2 of the project. That ambitious move is coming, but not without challenges. Welcome to Festac Town, originally referred to as Festival Town or Festac Village. Festac is a residential estate designed to house the participants of the Second World Festival of Black Arts and Culture of 1977, also known as Festac 77. Consisting of 5,000 contemporary housing units and 7 major avenues, the town was designed in an efficient grid in order to accommodate up to 45,000 visitors, as well as any Nigerian employees and officers working at the festival.
They range from 1 bedroom up to 5 bedrooms and detached duplex.
Festac Town is in Amuwo-Odofin local government area of Lagos-Badagry Expressway. The infrastructure comprising paved road, drainage systems, sewage, and housing units were well planned and served the purpose at the time. Festac Town Housing Estate Phase 1 was conceived to provide mass housing, livable environment and complementary infrastructure facilities. Rapid urbanization is setting in and the price may be coming at an unbearable cost for the community and the Federal Housing Authority.
Well, if I go by nostalgia, the Festac of then, one will almost shed tears, and Festac of now. Festac of then, after 1977, when the estate was opened, it was balloted for. People came in immediately after the Festival of Art and Culture that was held in 1977, where all cultures and backgrounds from different walks of life came. Then after then, the place was thrown open for residents, and residents came to live within. And the Festac of those days was a sight to behold. It even became a tourist attraction because of the ambience, the environment, the lush green grasses maintained, the parks, open spaces, and everything, and the construction, the road network, and everything. People come from outside to just come and have fun, mostly weekends, with their family, just the way it's done abroad. They lay their mats on the green grass and on the parks and have their drinks and all that, and have a family entertainment and fun. But all that is gone now. You can't see that. Very few that are left were just by the resistance of the Resident Association, where we had litigation against FHA in disposing of those places, and we have very little of them. But the little that are even left are not used for the purpose which is what originally meant for. No, when it was thrown open and people started living here, the attraction was that, one, it was a very safe place, very safe estate. And as at then, this is the biggest estate, arguably, in Africa, if you want to say. And people want to see that estate. When one person, it was like tell a friend to tell a friend. When one person comes in, the other person hears, everybody started moving in to come and see what it looks like. And that was why people started coming during, and all the sports lovers, entertainers, those in entertainment started having interests in Festac. And the Segun Odegbamis, the Two-Face Idibias, the Victor Gallis, they all own properties here. They all lived there before some of them started moving out because of the degradation. It's so pathetic that it has turned to what it is now, unfortunately. But we hope, well, from what we have been discussing with the new management, we hope the association, or rather the estate, will be brought back to its lost glory.
Now the Federal Housing Authorities say efforts are in place to start rebuilding Festac and also begin the phase 2.
Thank you very much. This project has been on, I'll be honest with you, since 1977. As we all know, FHA Act was come into establishment in 1973. The first pilot scheme of FHA was Festac 77. And where we are right now is the extension of Festac called Festac Phase 2. After the Phase 1 has been developed, about 12 years ago, the Federal Executive Council then give an approval for this project to kickstart. Like rightly said, in order to cover the housing deficit on the futuristic. To be honest with you, for over 12 years, this project would not see the light of the day. Coming into the office of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, he believes so much in terms of not just housing and financing construction. It's about job creation. It's about bringing dreams to reality. We know Mr. President for that. And immediately we kicked into action. We met with New Festac Town, a reliable development company in real estate, in engineering construction, in bridge construction. And we sat down, in which it was then awarded to them. And we had to sit down and say, come, we are talking about this, we are talking about that. What exactly is the problem? Like rightly said, there's serious housing deficit in Lagos. This is a massive land. This is this by FHA. We sat down in 3-4 months and decided to work out something, especially to create more housing for Nigerians. It requires a lot of sound feeling, a lot of technical work, a lot of settlements, and also making sure that people have to realize this dream. We are looking about 1,000 hectares of land. That is a new city. And we said FHA, it's known in creating cities. And thank God the New Festac Town company, property companies also know that, and we are in the same dream. And you can imagine, when we are talking about housing deficit, housing population, the San Felix is going on now. I can imagine what this place will be in the next 8 years or 10 years. You're talking about job employment across board. Presently now, serious job employment is going on. People doing the sandfield, security watching, the boats and everything. We've been on the waterways. It's coming from the 4th Avenue. We service the 6-7 Ijedodo, Abule-Ado. There's massive work going on. Presently, when you look at New Festac Town, the people they would have deployed and employed into this place at this present time will not be less than about 400 to 500. So when the reconstruction starts, you can imagine almost about 5,000, 6,000 people will be employed.
And this movement is expected to assess the level of work being carried out. The 1,126 hectares of land earmarked for development under the new scheme has a rich history. It was originally part of the vast land acquired by the government for the iconic Festac 77 in 1976. Some houses on this stretch are being marked for demolition. Reclamation work and the development of new estates is underway.
To be honest with you, all this thing has been done since 1977. All these things, but when you come around, you still meet some one or two buildings, scraps. Don't let me use the word scraps. Buildings. We told them, listen, their fathers, their forefathers have been settled on this issue. But why not? You know, some people probably, due to lack of knowledge, we also have cases of Omonile selling land to people illegally. We would definitely factor on one or two things. But we've said anyone that builds, it's not just where we are. That's why we took you on the canoe boat trip, for you to see what Nigerians are doing. And you yourself, you can see where people are putting the houses on the edge of the water. And you know, this water you're looking at goes straight into the Atlantic Ocean. That's the whole truth. So when the water level is high, there will be heavy dangers, and we can't afford. And that's why we said they are not meant to have gone into this place. But some innocent people fall victims of Omonile. And we will look at it when we get there. But first thing is, let's even achieve what we want to achieve. They've been compensated. The land has been given to us by Lagos State government in 1977. And definitely, FHA is back. And you can see yourself that since we are back, we have to work.
All we are saying, don't break our rules. All we are saying, don't break our rules.
But the residents of Ijedodo community are appealing to authorities to put a human face to the project.
FHA, please don't pull down our houses. Some people have died because of the fear of demolition. You have promised that any house up to lintel level will not be pulled down. I want to tell the whole world that we are civil humans. There have been no resistance. The FHA official can testify to this. We have an organized community here. We have spent so many years here to make it motorable, make it a decent society that any Nigerian want to live. No kidnapping, no armed robbery, no harassment. We are able to set a good new Nigeria in this place. We voted for renewed hope. Please don't make us homeless. The whole world is watching us. It is time for Africa to embrace humanity. Mr. Ojo, with due respect, please don't go back on your promises that our house will not go down. God bless you. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless our president.
They say they are peace-loving and law-abiding citizens and wants FHA to stick with an agreement they made with them.
I am calling on government. It's not confrontation. We are begging them that please, in the name of God, that they should give us breathing space and allow our houses to stand.
Yes, yes,
yes. Because you promised hope. It should not be hopelessness.
yes.
Like me and others, we are pensioners.
Yes.
That we have served this country meritoriously for 10 years. And our childhood, we used it to work for this country.
Yes.
We are now old. And the little we got is what we use in building houses here.
Yes.
That we thought, yes, in our old age, we'll be able to sit back and rest and say, we thank God we have served this country. Is this what this country will want to pay us with? That is why we are calling and we are begging that they should give us breathing space. Let us have joy and happiness in our homes. And again, if you want investment, our brothers and sisters in the diaspora that own houses here, that is in all these societies, we give room for us to have investment, but when they are being shortchanged and they are being treated this way, how will they tell others that come and invest in Nigeria? You see, we have to be very conscious in what we do if we are seeking for investment. So that is why I'm asking. We are not confrontational. We are begging. We are pleading that please let our houses stand as the promise you promised us on the 8th of June 2024, and also on the 10th of June when we met at the Lagos State House of Assembly. You promised us that what you promised at the Oba's palace is did and done. And you said we should come and regularize our stay here, which we agreed of regularization. And again, you told us that we should set up committees to be able to liaise with the Federal Housing Authority, to be able to know the modalities. We went there. No date was fixed. No date was fixed. And today, what we see is demolition signs. We are not confrontational, like what I said, and I will say it again. We are pleading. Let us not change the goalpost. What you have told us, let us continue with it, so that for posterity's sake.
The media, how many? How many?
Authorities have identified numerous infractions on the master plan, posing significant risk to the community's safety and environmental sustainability.
One of the concerns that we have is homes that are not healthy structurally. And we have these problems of building collapse. And a lot of times, people don't know how these things happen. For instance, we are in a property here that you can see is tilting. In fact, the first property has already been brought down by the owner. Lovely brand new house, you know. And the second one is tilting. And that's because, like we spoke with the engineer, he does not have a building approval. Now, a building approval process is something that people need to understand why. It's not just paying money. First, it helps you to know that the house, the land, is an officially allocated land. Second, when you bring your drawings, I happen to be the person that is directly in charge of approval of all FHA estate houses. I handle the approval anywhere in the country. I'm responsible. When your request comes, we look at the design. We make sure that in terms of land ownership, you have no problem. Then we now come to look at the details of the design, particularly the structures, you know, the architectural in terms of being fit for human, you know, for humans to live in terms of ventilation, lighting, and all those things. Then we look at the structure to make sure that the soil test shows that what you are going to build has good enough structural integrity. Then you will never have to have a problem that we have here. Especially in Lagos, you may need to do, raft foundation. Some other places, you may need to do piling before it is stable. And once we look at your structural design and we see that it is okay, we can then grant the approval. The next stage is being able to supervise that you build to your design. Once you do that, you will never have any problem. 3 problems could be there. Number 1, somebody cannot come and tell you that this is my land. Nope, because we've chatted and given you that go ahead. Number 2, you won't have any problem with structural integrity because we have already looked at your designs and we know it is fit. Number 3, if for any reason government for overriding public interest needs to use your land, let me put it there, make way, you will be compensated because you have the necessary documentation that shows that you have done the right thing. So I always tell people, go and have your buildings approved, because somebody who sells you land, maybe as we go forward, you see a lot of things. That person is interested in just getting the money and it's gone. You've built the house is standing, but one day you wake up and discover that that house was standing on the right of way and you don't have an approval. That house is going to come down. I'll tell you this, maybe we would hold ourselves responsible to some extent, in the sense that there's some information that the unsuspecting, public don't have. Festac stands on a space of over 2,000 hectares. And what is built in this first phase is just about 500 hectares, which means that only about 1/4 of Festac has been built. But the master plan was so well done that it took care of the next phases. That is why in the master plan, to make sure that at the end of the construction of the different phases, the traffic is catered for from day one. That's why our road corridor was for the main entry, was about 60 meters. Now, because people didn't know that, all these land speculators started saying, what sort of road? This is wasting time. Look at from there to there. They started selling the land. Now, anybody who had bought that land, who had come for approval, would have discovered that, this is right of way. So he would never have gotten approval, and he would have been shown the red flag and he would have left. Now, right now, we have over 18,000 houses on right of ways and things like that, maybe drains and things like that. But you see, pipelines, but you see, every law must have some level of human face. There's no way that we're going to demolish 18,000 houses. So what we did was to now narrow our road corridors to 45 meters. And we discovered that over 12,000 were still involved. We narrowed it down again to 30 meters, which is like half. And then some other places, 2 cars cannot pass. You see, we want to have road to pass. But it's like, if you have a flyover, just don't touch my house. And it doesn't work that way. So what we are doing is that maybe as you do your interview, you would see that Festac was the loveliest city within the West African sub-region. It was the loveliest city. People came from other countries to come and see Festac. And today, Festac is not just a shadow, it's worse than a shadow of itself. And we're asking ourselves that it's better late than never. What can we do that will have the lowest level of influence on the people, effect on the people, so that we can start to bring back the glory of a Festac that we've always known. And you see, taking hard decisions is what people run away from. You want to do your 4-year tenure and leave it for the others. But a time has to come when somebody has got to say, let the proper thing be done.
The Federal Housing Authority has raised concerns about unauthorized development. They say many of the structures violate the master plan. According to them, they're built without approvals, obstructing major roads, encroaching upon canals, and dangerously close to oil pipelines. These popular roads and avenues hold deep nostalgia, especially for long-time residents who recall Festac's early days. Joseph Sadiko has been living in Festac for more than 3 decades. He hopes to see the old glory of the community restored.
I have been in Festac for over 30 years. And Festac is a place that every Nigerian, everyone will want to live. Because federal housing has arranged every road network, houses, drainage, very perfect. That every person come here to move out to be a problem for him. 30 years ago, Festac was a city, a big one, a very good one. But today, because of all these new allottees that came in, they don't follow, once they have the allocation letter, they don't go through the rule and regulation guiding the allocation letter. They was just doing anyhow, That's why, and the population, the increase in population affected so much, Honestly, we heard that the new MD and the management staff of Federal Housing Authority that have come on board, we are ready to work with them because we want to have our Festac back to the normal way it used to be. and they have promised us, and that's where we are. So we are praying that as they have come to promise us, they will come, and we are ready to work with them to make sure we achieve our Festac back to a good condition as it used to.
In another part of the neighborhood, several infractions are noticed.
This is one of those places where we started some demolition. So if you check this road now, I just want to talk about this area while we go to other places. If you check on that road is actually coming all the way. It was a 40-meter road which we reduced to 25 meters just so that we can accommodate quite a number of houses being down on the road lines. So based on that, you can see for yourself, even after doing some clearing, because this year we actually came in so that we can actually start mapping out all the roads, so that we can go in there and start bringing out some of these roads, so that some form of construction could actually start, and then people can actually start enjoying the roads the way they're supposed to. We just left a place now where the road was barely 3.5 meters, which has been extended because we actually broke the fence. And this was part of the agreement after we had a town hall meeting with all the people that, okay, we'll go on ahead with the regularization. That's a VRR, which is a verification, ratification, and regularization aspect, a kind of scheme to regularize people so that it's not all the houses that we're going to demolish.
So far, the authority have carried out over 2,000 verification, regularization, and ratification in this festival town estates. So we started with this northern part, which is the Jedodo area. We have over 1,000 houses to be regularized here. These are the dotted yellow here. Around here, we have the Stonewater estates. There are about 100 of them. This area, we have the Diamond estates. There are over 100 as well. Here we have Kings Royal, and there's another one, Love Estates. So we've started them in batches for the regularization because we can't just demolish houses, but there's a clause to this exercise.
As Festac Town deals with urbanization and attending challenges, its residents and authorities may need to strive to preserve its legacy while adapting to the demands of a growing population.
And that's our show for today, everyone. If you miss any part of it, you can watch it on our YouTube channel. You can also follow the conversation on our social media platforms displayed on the screen. Thank you very much for watching. I am Dari Idowu. See you next time, and bye for now.